In the 4 years that I have been in Knoxville, I have long both admired and wondered about this little cabin on the hill above Chapman Highway here. It's really cute, really sweet, very charming. Love to know its history. It's all grown over, but what I like is that it's sort of been respected by anybody on the street. That's about the only thing I can see from the outside here. Say, unlike the mansion on the hill on Augusta Street leading into the quarry. Yeah, this looks in pretty good shape, at least from the outside. But then again, you know, you got neighbors right next door, which I'm sure, it's gotta be. I mean, I'm sure they look after this place. It's very sweet and very cute. But I would love to know its history. You know, and I've since learned that word, folks, since James White Fort days. Yeah, that white stuff in between the logs, the rough logs too, I might add. Matter of fact, yeah, they look rough, like rough logs. They look hewn, I think it's the word. Like they were manually made. Anyways, that white stuff, the caulking, it's called chinking. And it serves to keep the logs together and the weather out here from the draft, I'm sure. It's a seasonal problem here along Chapman Highway with the automobiles. It does have its own parking lot here, right behind here, and to the right is the private parking space for the place. Oh, don't tell me it has a basement. I'm just about to be depressed here. No, it just looks like some sort of shun. Yeah, it looks like you see you got the cabin, and then you got bricks underneath for a foundation, which really makes me wonder if it was moved. Well, those bricks lead to that stone fireplace. Oh my. That stone fireplace is looking pretty real too. Very cool. The bricks look more like a foundation than anything else. A support for the building. So I don't kill myself. Get a peek inside. Alright. I see an electric water heater. How's that? Yeah, the brothers have certainly been in there, and the sisters. They can slum too, you know. Yeah. So yeah, it does look like one time, hopefully, former party house. But yeah, just a building. You know, one of my first posts here from Knoxville was the very tourist impression that I got the minute that I rode down Chapman Highway. What struck me immediately about Chapman Highway was how touristy, you know, kind of old school tourism and old school touristy it seemed to me, with the Smoky Mountain Market and things like that. You know, the old motels here along the highway here, Colonial Village, you know. It just seemed very touristy, right across from the, you know, Forest Lake community or is that Lake Forest community here? You know, very upscale neighborhood. Further towards Knoxville here. It seemed very touristy. And sure enough, it wasn't long after that, through readings and research and asking questions, I did find out, yes, it was the #1 road to the Smokies in the day. And Chapman, it was named after David Chapman, one of the primary advocates and a businessman of Knoxville, in downtown Knoxville. But one of the advocates of creating a national park. Near the Gatlinburg, what a town. Quite something. Well, I'll show it first here. And I don't know what's going to become of it. If I hear anything after 4 years, I have made attempts about this property before, but local historians here tend to get cheeky whenever you don't inquire about the correct place or the correct area or the correct part of town. So I'll continue my inquiring here. But I had the opportunity this morning along Chapman Highway. Is that a billboard for Hardee's? Let's hear for the stars that are not quite stars. They had a Hardee's here with a blackened star when I moved into Fort Dickerson Park in 21. It was only, what, last year that a Chattanooga franchise called Aretha Frankenstein moved in and took over the Dark Star restaurant that had been empty for years along Chapman. An old franchise, Hardee's, and along a very historic highway of the 1930s. Just south of Knoxville, Tennessee.